Hey guys, today I want to talk about cluster writing or brain dumping. This is something that isn't necessarily for end of life, but it's something that can help everyone. And I just learned it, and it's been life changing for me because I think in this world we're all overwhelmed. And uh, when I do this, it helps put order to my jungled up brain. And especially if you're a caregiver or you're facing a crisis, I know you're overwhelmed. I'm going to show you how I do it on the board, but some great things, easy ways to do it are to grab a journal. And I don't like to use lined ones for this, and you'll see why in a minute. But these little journals, you probably can't see it up close. They have their dots. That's fine. Those work great. And then you could also use a sketchbook that's just pure white paper, and you can use any size. If you have a lot of thoughts and things, a big sketchbook's great. Just a regular size journal works too. And it's even a great thing to do on a daily basis. I'm going to do an example. You can do any subject you want to do, but since I'm a death doula, let's make this apply to that. So, what you start with, you're going to start with one word in the middle, whatever's on your mind. This could be if you're a menu planner, you could put dinner right here and then put all your ideas about it. If it's a finance issue, you could put budget and then all your ideas and all the things you need to do. But let's start with death. So we've got death. What you do, you write, and it's really important to not stop, to just keep going. Set a timer, 2 minutes if you want, to keep going, and anything that comes to mind. So you've got death, right? That's the main thing. Okay, what's surrounding death? What do we think about? We think about pain. What else do we think? Okay, so you think about pain. Let's think. What goes with that? Okay, medicine. Do we want to take medicine? Do we want to do Reiki? That's like massage and energy manipulation. Do we want to use pillows to reposition? So you get the idea. Okay, what else do we think about when we think about death? Probably think about, our family. That's huge. We're going to be leaving our family behind. Oh no, what do we need to think about? Okay, well, who's going to take care of our pets? Is there someone that's still going to be alive? Okay, who's the house going to go to? Can your spouse live alone if you die? Are they going to be okay? You think about that. You think about, okay, do we have resentment with anybody that we need to fix? Because you are not going to have a peaceful passing without that leads to, you're going to need to do forgiveness. Do you feel bad about anything that you just can't let go? You're going to need to do forgiveness for, hey, yourself. Just that's even harder sometimes. And others. Okay? What else? Your body. Death. How do you want your body taken care of? Let's talk about physical. Okay, we've got the physical part of death. So let's see. Do you have your advanced directives done? That's important. So everyone knows what you want. Do you want a feeding tube? Do you not want a feeding tube? Who do you want changing your diaper? Let's get ugly here. It's going to happen. Who do you want bathing you? You know? Also, with your body, do you want to be cremated? You know, your family needs to know all this stuff too. Do you want to be buried? Do you want to physical? You can also donate your body to a medical school, which is a beautiful thing to do. And if you're worried about cost, that's free. A funeral costs an average of about $15,000 if you're buried with a casket and a viewing. For cremation, it's going to run maybe $11,000. So donating your body to medical school is free, so that's nice. You can also go ahead and donate your body to organ or tissue donation. That's a process. All this stuff can be done, and you have many, many options, but they have to be done way, way ahead of time. Let's talk about financial. This is huge, huge. Okay. You need to you can do a trust, which protects your assets. So all your hard-earned money from your life that you sacrificed to save to give to your relatives that may just blow it, or they may not. But if you do a trust, your money will not go through probate, which that will happen if you do not have a trust, and that can take up to 40% of your assets, and it is a public process. So everyone will have legal access to public records of how much money you have and what you own. A trust protects that and keeps that private. You can do a will. A will is actually something that's really good to do for the things that are sentimental, that don't have a lot of worth. But a trust is the best way to protect things, and it's the best way to make your family members do what you want them to do. You can put a lot of stipulations on it. For our trust, we have stipulations that our children have to have either graduated college, they've had to work in their field for 2 years and have a 2-year trade or degree, or they've done 4 years in the military before they're allowed to access anything if we die. So there's a lot you can do with that. So that's the financial. You also have you have things to think about, like qualifying for Medicaid or Medicare. There's a 5-year look back. So if you plan early enough, you can give your home to your children. You can do different things, but you need to plan years ahead. So this is just a little sample of what brain dumping or cluster writing is. When I'm feeling overwhelmed, I do this for any subject. We did death here, but it's really, really helpful. You just do it for a few minutes and then you come back to it later, and you can make an outline or clear your thoughts on another piece of paper. And I just love doing this. I have a neurodivergent brain where ADHD, I have a lot of thoughts and ideas, and I get locked up and feel jumbled if I don't get them all out. This is a big mess, but it's a starting point. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I have more to share in the future.